Okay. Hello, Girl Scout sisters. Happy Veterans Day, and welcome to our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are all so excited to host you today. My name is Avocado, and I am an Ambassador Girl Scout, the highest level in scouting before bridging into an adult. I've been a Girl Scout for over 12 years, and I'm here with my 4 Girl Scout sisters for my troop. And we are all so thrilled and grateful that you decided to spend your Saturday with us. Today, we'll be learning and talking about democracy. Democracy is a system of government in which state power is vested in the people, which means that the people have the power to decide, or the general population of the state. According to the United Nations, democracy provides an environment that respects human rights, fundamental freedoms, and in which the freely expressed will of people is exercised. Girl Scouts offers democracy badges at all 6 levels: Daisy, Brownie, Junior, Cadet, Senior, and Ambassador. Unlike the other badges at Girl Scouts, unlike the other badges at Girl Scouts, the 5 badge requirements for each of these badges are very similar. In fact, it only differs at the Daisy level. This is why and how we have the opportunity to collaborate and work in a group in a big working session to address all of the requirements at all of the levels to make sure that we have a better understanding of democracy at the end of our time together. We promise to keep the session interesting and fun, so we're going to play a game, eat some food, share some jokes along the way, and hopefully everyone will have a great time while earning their democracy badge. The civics badges, or democracy badges, are an excellent way for Girl Scouts to be prepared to lead the change in their community, school, and eventually world. By earning this badge, Girl Scouts will gain an in-depth understanding of how local, state, and federal government works. This democracy badge session is all about spending time with our Girl Scout sisters from all over the country while we explore fun, friendship, and all things democracy, while completing steps towards the democracy badge. By the end of our time together, you will not only know more about democracy, but you may want to get more involved in your community. Also, you will earn a certificate of completion that you can hang on your wall. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend, Candyland.
Thank you, Avocado. Hello, Girl Scout sisters. Happy Veterans Day and welcome to our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are excited to host you today. My name is Candyland. I am a Girl Scout ambassador, the highest level of Girl Scouting before bridging to an adult. I've been in Girl Scouts for over 12 years. I'm so excited that you chose to join us for our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are sure to have a great time. In true Girl Scout tradition and fashion, we are going to start our time together by reciting the Girl Scout Promise and Law. Let's do it together. Please raise your right hand and your 3 middle fingers with me. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authorities, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. That was great. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who don't know, your 3 fingers in the Girl Scout sign also symbolizes the 3 parts of the Girl Scout promise. The last line in the promise agrees to live by the Girl Scout law. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Paya.
Thank you, Candyland. Hello, Girl Scout sisters. Happy Veterans Day and welcome to our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are excited to host you today. My name is Papaya, and I'm a Girl Scout ambassador, the highest level in Girl Scouting before bridging to an adult. I've been a Girl Scout for over 10 years. I'm so excited that you chose to join us today for the Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are sure to have a great time. I have the great honor of leading you through the Pledge of Allegiance. Please see the flag on the screen. Please put your right hand over your heart and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was great. Thank you for joining me. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my Girl Scout sister and friend, Temmie.
Thank you, Papaya. Hello, Girl Scout sisters. Happy Veterans Day and welcome to our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are excited to host you today. My name is Temmie. I'm a Girl Scout ambassador, the highest level in Girl Scouting before bridging to an adult. I've been a Girl Scout for over 12 years. I'm so excited that you chose to join us today for the Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are sure to have a great time. Wow, everyone is looking very festive. Look at all that red, white, and blue out there. Looking very nice. It's my responsibility to share with you the event rules. Most of the rules are found in the Girl Scout Promise and Law we just recited. Please respect yourself and others during the session, and everyone should have a great time while learning a lot and earning your democracy badge. Rule number 1 is to have an adult with you the entire time. You should not be participating in this event without a safe adult nearby. Rule 2, please use the Zoom chat feature if you have any questions. If you have a question, you may send a direct message to one of us Girl Scout Ambassador hosts. We will either post the question to the group or we'll answer you directly. Please be patient as we may take a moment to respond to you. Also, it's helpful if you reach out to a host that isn't currently presenting. Rule number 3, put your Zoom on speaker mode. This will allow you to better see the instruction during this event. You should do that now. Rule number 4, get to know your reaction button. We will ask you for thumbs up during several parts of this session. Using your reaction button, show me your thumbs up. Also, we will ask you to use your raised hand function if you need us to slow down. Using your reaction button, show me your raised hand. Good job, everyone. Rule 5, please change your Zoom name to your camp name or favorite candy and your state. For example, my name is Temmie, Rhode Island. I could also be Skittles, Rhode Island, since Skittles are my favorite candy. This is to protect your privacy. You can go ahead and do that now. Rule number 6, let your family and anyone in your house know when you have your Zoom video on. This event will be recorded and we will be taking pictures and screenshots, as indicated in the invitation. If you don't want your pictures shared, please turn off your Zoom video camera. Rule number 7, you may leave to use the restroom if you need to. You do not need to ask. Rule 8, if you don't know what materials we are using, look in the Zoom chat or look for the information via screen sharing. Rule 9, learn a lot and have fun. Thank you for listening. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my Girl Scout sister and friend, Chupacabra.
Thank you, Temmie. Hello, Girl Scout sisters. Happy Veterans Day and welcome to our Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are excited to host you today. My name is Chupacabra and I am a Girl Scout ambassador, the highest level in Girl Scouting before bridging to an adult. I've been a Girl Scout for over 11 years. I'm so excited that you chose to join us today for the Girl Scout Democracy Badge event. We are sure to have a great time. As Avocado mentioned, during this Girl Scout Democracy Badge event, we will earn our Democracy Badge with Girl Scout sisters across the United States. Learning about democracy and earning a Girl Scout Democracy Badge is very appropriate as Julia Gordon Low was an advocate of women having the right to vote and contribute to the democracy of our country. When Julia was born in the 1800s, women didn't yet have the right to vote. They rarely worked outside of the home, and their role was often that of being a wife or a mother. Julia was an ardent believer in the potential of all girls and women and the importance of fostering their individual growth, character, and self-sufficiency. Specifically, she wanted girls to learn to be independent. Through this, Julia is credited with establishing and nurturing a global movement, Girl Scouts, that has changed the world through empowering girls. Through the Girl Scout program that she developed, Julia chose badges to symbolize understanding or competency of a skill or material. As a Daisy Girl Scout, you earn badges. It is often about becoming aware or familiar. Brownies earn badges often after they try a new skill. Juniors earn badges as they establish some proficiency at something, and cadets, seniors, and ambassadors should have some level of mastery of that skill or topic. Today's session will follow the philosophy as we learn all about democracy as we earn our badges. As always, as you can see, there are different badges for daisies, brownies, juniors, cadets, seniors, and ambassadors. I can't wait to put this on my vest. Let's explore the badge requirements for the democracy badge. Number 1, find out about local government. Number 2, find out about state government. Number 3, find out about national government. Number 4, find out about our country's legislative branch. Number 5, find out about our country's executive branch. And number 6 is to find out about a country's judicial branch. We sure have a lot to do. I'm excited, are you? Give me a thumbs up if you're excited to be here. Wonderful, that is a lot of excited citizens. As we make our way through the event today, feel free to color your democracy coloring pages. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Avocado.
Perfect. Thank you, Chupacabra. That was super interesting. Hello, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me again, Avocado. Governments are groups of people elected and given the responsibility to look after various aspects of our lives and the community. Here in the United States, governments are formed by fair and democratic elections. Voters choose the person they want to represent them at various levels. So local, state, and national. National is also called federal. In the US, citizens can vote once they turn 18 years old. Therefore, everyone who's 18 and older has the ability to affect the direction of their government. This is how we can participate and contribute to democracy. Local government looks after local issues like pet registrations, bike registrations, local sales tax, park and local building and construction. State government looks a little different as it relates to like education, water supply, and state freeways. National or federal government looks after the entire nation, including defense, the postal system, which is how we get mail, that kind of thing. You can look at democracy in both directions, from the larger national level and then to the smaller level, and then look bigger. This is the way that we're going to walk through it. This would be a great time to get your types of democracy printout, or you can take notes on the page. Okay, local democracy is the government of cities, towns, villages, and districts by democratic means, typically but not exclusively through elected mayors and council members. Democratic local governance is the process of governing democratically at a local level, viewed broadly to include the community at large and its interaction with local authorities. I live in a small town of about 25,000 people, where we have an elected mayor and 4 council members. Each of the 4 council members live in and represent a different district or area of my town. That is to ensure proper representation for all citizens in our community. For this group, we call it the town council. And they get together at least 2 times a month to just determine all things that need to be decided in our town. This is like what type of activities we're gonna have, which movies we're gonna show at our town center. And yeah, that's like basically local democracy. A regional democracy is larger than local democracy, but also encompasses it. Let's take a look at this diagram. You'll see that the local democracy is in the middle. That is the town or city. Right next to that is regional, which expands beyond the local democracy, but also includes it as well. This is important to remember. Remember, a town or city would be considered local. A regional county democracy, which would include the city, but also includes the outside area of the city limits. You may have heard the term or role supervisor as it relates to politics and democracy. A supervisor would be an individual who is responsible for a region within a county, which may include 1 or more cities or towns, as well as land called open space. The next circle you'll see is state democracy. State democracy includes the entire state, which includes the regions, like counties, cities, and then towns. You can see the geographic region is getting bigger as we explore these democracies. The person in charge of the state is called a governor. Governors work at the state capitol and are responsible for implementing state laws and overseeing the operation of the state executive branch. As state leaders, governors advance and pursue new and revised policies and programs using a variety of tools, among them executive orders, executive budgets, and legislative proposals and vetoes. Speaking of states, send me a message in the chat. Which state do you live in? I live in California. Let me see. I'm not getting any. Oh, New York. Okay. Illinois. I love that. Hawaii, California. No, Iowa. Wow. California. Super cool. Illinois. North Carolina, Texas. Okay. Do we have anyone from the deep south? So Georgia, Tennessee. Yeah, I guess North Carolina kind of counts, but it's cool. A lot of California. Washington. Nice. California. There's a lot of Californians. Northern California. I'm Northern Pennsylvania. Wow. Pennsylvania is super far. It's very interesting. Washington. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of West Coast. That's cool. New Jersey. Fun fact, my grandpa's from New Jersey, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Georgia. Nice, Georgia. Colorado. Wow, Maryland. That's literally can't get further than that. That's crazy. Ohio. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of people from everywhere. It's awesome. The important thing to note here is that all these folks that have roles in democracies, governors, supervisors, and mayors are all elected into these positions. This means that citizens over the 18 vote. The majority rules, meaning that the person getting the most votes gets the role and then gets to act on your behalf. So it's super important that you always vote for what you believe in. Oh, that's a lot. And the largest circle is national democracy. This affects and covers the entire nation. Our country laws. Laws and rules that are national supersede state, regional, and local democracy and rules. Like, this is the most important. The person in charge of our national democracy is the President of the United States. The president works in the White House and is in charge of the executive branch and also acts as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The president is responsible for implementing and enforcing laws written by Congress and, to that end, appoints the heads of federal agencies, including the cabinet. Does anyone know who the president of the United States is? If you do, send me a chat. The president or the vice president? Okay, I'm getting a few to be right. Is it right answer? Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are right. Our president is President Joe Biden, and our vice president is, does anyone know the vice president? A lot of presidents. Oh, okay, you're right. And the vice president is VP Kamala Harris. Good job, guys. It's okay, my Girl Scout sisters. I'm gonna hand you off to my friend Candyland, and great job.
Thank you, Avocado. That was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Candyland. It's time to play bingo, so we're going to get our materials. Go ahead and get your bingo card and your pack of M&Ms. You can open your M&Ms and pour them out. Those will be your bingo markers, and you need at least 25 M&Ms. While you're doing that, does anyone have a joke for me?
I have a joke for you.
Okay.
What do you call a baker who only makes pies?
What?
The pioneer woman.
Does anyone else have a joke?
I have a joke. Okay. What do you call a sad cranberry?
What?
A blueberry.
Okay, those jokes were great. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to play bingo. Okay. I see a lot of thumbs. Let's do this. We are going to play 3 games of bingo, which means you can get a bingo across, down, or diagonal. After we play 3 games of bingo, we will play one round of blackout. Once you get a bingo, go ahead and let Avocado know in the chat by sending her a message. Let's get started. Okay. Life jacket. A little hiker person. Little light bulb bag thing. Uh, Girl Scout law people. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take my background off really quickly. Okay. A lake. Sleeping bag. Compass. A little badge thing. First aid kit. Volunteer hand. Little girls working in a group thing. Headlamp. Microphone. Binoculars. Avocado, any bingos yet? Backpack.
I have about 10 bingos or 11 bingos now.
Okay, we're gonna do another round of bingo, so you can take off all your markers and we'll do it again. Money management. Little badges. Compass.
Hey Candyland, I got 2 bingos from Gum Pop and Dragon.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna do blackout, which is, I'll just keep calling the things and you like try to fill out the whole board. Sleeping bag. Hiking person. Binoculars. First aid kit. The lake. Volunteer hands. Life jacket. Girls doing group work. Little camping tent. A little Girl Scout badge. Backpack. Headlamp. Compass. Avocado, have you gotten any blackouts yet?
I have. I've gotten about 4 blackouts.
Okay, that was great. You can now eat your M&Ms. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Papaya.
Thank you, Candyland. That was really fun. I'm loving the M&Ms. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Papaya. As you may know, Juliet Gordon-Low, founder of Girl Scouts in the USA, loved tea. She loved to host tea parties, so let's have some tea. Let's get our materials. You're going to need a tea bag, a teacup or mug, sugar, honey, lemon, spoon, and a microwave. Go ahead and get your mug filled with water and add a tea bag to it. I'm going to show you mine. Let me take off my background. Okay. So I'm going to put mine in a measuring cup. Put it in. So here's my water. And I'm gonna put my tea bag in. And then I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Okay. And you can do that now with the help of your trusted adult. And while we're working on that, does anyone have a joke for me?
I have a joke.
Awesome.
What did one pumpkin pie say to the other?
I don't know what.
You want a piece of me?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Candyland, do you have a joke?
Do you know where you can get turkey stock in bulk?
Where you can get turkey stock in bulk?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
the stock market.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Another joke, please.
I have a joke. Okay. What is a turkey's favorite dessert?
I don't know. What is it?
Peach gobbler, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Avocado, do you have a joke?
I do have a joke. How did you find Grandma's turkey? Oh, I have a good one. I have a good one.
Okay.
What side dish do you bring for Thanksgiving dinner when you accidentally sat on the sweet potatoes?
You accident. I don't know. What is it?
Squash casserole.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. See, get one more joke. Tea's almost done. Does anyone else have another joke?
I have one.
Awesome.
What do sweet potatoes wear to bed?
What do sweet potatoes wear? I have no idea. What do they wear to bed?
Yummies.
Yammies? That's really cute. Okay, so tea is done, or the water is. It's super hot, so be careful when you're taking it out. Here is mine. With the help of your trusted adult, go ahead and get your tea out of the microwave. You can add milk, sugar, honey, lemon, whatever you like. And please make sure your tea is not too hot. You can always add an ice cube when you need to. I love that trick. So I have this cute little teacup. See if I can pour it without making a mess. Okay. Put some tea in. I have my honey. Put some of that in. Maybe if it comes out. Okay. Give that a little stir. Okay. As we enjoy our tea, we are going to dive into the democracy badge a little deeper. Remember, go ahead and color your coloring page along the way while you're listening, if you want to, of course. You'll notice on your coloring pages, you have a legislative, executive, and judicial branch coloring page. We're going to learn about all of those today. First of all, the Constitution of the United States divides the federal government into 3 branches to make sure no individual or group has too much power. The legislative branch makes laws, the executive branch carries out the laws, and the judicial branch evaluates the laws. I like this graphic. It helps me understand it better. The picture on the left is the actual Constitution of the United States, written in 1787, ratified in 1788, and in operation since 1789. The United States Constitution is the world's longest surviving written charter of the government. Its first 3 words, "We the people," affirm that the government of the United States exists to serve its citizens. The Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the United States of America. It superseded the Articles of Confederation, the nation's first constitution in 1789. Originally comprised of 7 articles, it delineates the national frame and constraint government. Simply, the Constitution of the United States of America is the fundamental law of the U.S. federal system of government and a landmark document of the Western world. The Constitution defines the principal rules of government and their jurisdiction and basic rights of citizens. To put it more simply, the Constitution are written rules of our country, and legislative, executive, judicial branch are the checks and balances to make sure we continue to be guided by the Constitution. How's everyone's tea? Let's see. Mine's delicious, but definitely hot. What does everyone take in their tea? Send me a message in the chat box and let me know. If you like honey, sugar, lemon, milk, whatever you like to put in your tea, go ahead and send it to me. Got sugar, honey, lemon and honey. Love that. Honey, a lot of sugar. Okay. Ooh, like sweet and low. Okay. Whoa, it's going milk and honey I used to love milk and honey, but now I can't drink it, sadly. But okay. Got sugar and milk. Awesome, awesome. A lot of sugar and milk and honey. Okay. The executive branch key roles include president. The president is the head of the state, leader of the federal government, and commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces. Vice president. The vice president supports the president. If the president is unable to serve, the vice president becomes the president. The vice president also presides over the U.S. Senate and breaks ties in the Senate's vote. The cabinet members serve as advisors to the president. They include the vice president, head of executive departments, and other high-ranking government officials. Cabinet members are nominated by the president and must be approved by the Senate. The executive branch also includes executive departments, independent agencies, and other boards, commissions, and committees. The power of the executive branch is vested in the president, who also serves as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The president appoints the cabinet and oversees various agencies and departments of the federal government. The Constitution states that the president must be a natural-born citizen of the United States, be at least 35 years of age, and have resided in the United States for at least 14 years. Once elected, the president serves a term of 4 years and may be re-elected only once. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Chupacabra.
All right, thank you, Papaya. That was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me again, Chupacabra. I think we need a few jokes. Candyland, do you have a joke for me?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
What does grandma say when you burn the holiday meal?
I don't know. What does she say?
Oh, good gravy.
That's a good one. What about you, Temmie? Do you have a joke for me?
I do. I have one from Lainey Armstrong. Why did the teddy bear not get dessert?
I don't know. Anything naughty?
Because it was stuffed.
Oh, that's a good one. That's cute. All right. Avocado, what about you? Do you have a joke for me?
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. A fruit comes from a fruit tree. So what kind of tree does a turkey come from?
I don't know.
A poultry.
That's a good one.
For all the girls who don't know, this is kind of a complex joke, but poultry is like another word for like a bird. Poultry. So it's like, yeah.
Thank you, Avocado. That was really great. Thank you, guys. So now that we understand that the Constitution is a written document or rules that lead our country, and the executive branch is one of the three branches, which is led by the President of the United States, I think we need to continue our exploration. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you think we should proceed. Wait a second. It looks like we are getting something in the chat. Someone is sending me a message. It says, "Hi, Chupacabra. I'm having a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot. And I'm excited to learn from you, but I'm hungry. Are we gonna have a break for a snack?" That is a great idea. I think it is time for popcorn. So let's go ahead and get our materials. Get your unpaused bag of microwave popcorn and get your safe adult, and we are gonna put this in the microwave. So we're gonna do that really quickly. Go ahead and take your popcorn out of the packaging. And then I'm gonna take you girls with me to my microwave. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open it. We're gonna put it in. And then my microwave has a popcorn button, so I'm just gonna press that. And that's gonna do its thing. All right, so while we are waiting, let's talk about Veterans Day. So Veterans Day is a federal holiday in the United States observed annually on November 11th for honoring military veterans of the United States Armed Forces. A veteran is a person who has significant experience and is usually adept and esteemed and expertise in an occupation or field. A military veteran is a person who served but is no longer serving in the armed forces. A military veteran that has served directly in combat in a war is further defined as a war veteran or combat veteran. Although veterans also include those who have served full-time and part-time as reservists. We have sent you and included in your printable list a card for a veteran that you can write if you wish. A veteran is not specific to any branch of the military. It can be Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, or Coast Guard. You can see these branches here. Veterans Day is distinct and different from Memorial Day, a U.S. public holiday celebrated in May. Veterans Day commemorated the service of all U.S. veterans, while Memorial Day honors those who have died while in military service. Some people get those two holidays confused. I know I do. Raise your hand if you have a veteran in your family. Raise your hand if you personally know a veteran. So some of you either have a family or know a veteran. I know that Avocado's grandpa, Lou, is a veteran, as he served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. It's everyone's popcorn ready. I'm gonna get mine out of the microwave as soon as it's done popping. You can probably hear it popping a little bit, but yeah. I know that I also have an uncle. He also served in the Vietnam War, so I believe a lot of us actually have people that served, or we know people. We might even have some siblings. So my popcorn is almost ready. I can hear the little beep coming. Yeah, so it's 5 seconds left. I'm gonna go ahead and get a bowl now. I'm just gonna get this one. It has like lemons, super cute.
Number 14.
All right, so your popcorn may be hot, so please have your safe adult with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it like that. You can see. Mine is just a butter.
Guys,
For
sorry.
Ooh. I prefer kettle corn, but all I had was butter today. But you can go ahead and enjoy. Once it is ready. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and my cat is meowing. Okay. So go ahead and take a bite and please enjoy it. And it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Temmie.
Thank you, Chupacabra. That was really interesting. Thank you. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Temmie. How's everyone doing? Give me a thumbs up if you were learning a lot and having a great time. Okay, perfect. So far, we've learned about local, regional, state, and federal government. We've also learned about the Constitution and the executive branch of our government, one of 3 branches, as well as the role of president and the requirements to run for president. Lastly, we've learned about Veterans Day. Wow, that is a lot. We are not done. There's more to know and more to learn. Next thing we are going to explore is the judicial branch. The judicial branch includes the Supreme Court and other federal courts. It evaluates laws by interpreting the meaning of laws, applying laws to individual cases, and deciding if laws violate the Constitution. 9 justices make up the current Supreme Court, 1 Chief Justice and 8 Associate Justices. The Honorable John G. Roberts, Jr. is the 17th Chief Justice of the United States, and there have been 104 Associate Justices in the court's history. You might be wondering, how are Supreme Court justices selected? Well, the president nominates someone for a vacancy on the court, and the Senate votes to confirm the nominee, which requires a simple majority. In this way, most of the executive and legislative branches of the federal government have a voice in the composition of the Supreme Court. The Constitution does not specify qualifications for justices such as age, education, profession, or native-born citizenship. A justice does not have to be a lawyer or a law school graduate, but all justices have been trained in the law. Many of the 18th and 19th century justices studied law under a mentor because there were few law schools in the country. The Constitution states that justices shall hold their offices during good behavior. This means that the justices hold office as long as they choose and can only be removed from justice by impeachment. What does impeachment mean? In the United States, impeachment is the process by which a legislator may bring charges against an office holder for misconduct alleged to have been committed with a penalty of removal. Impeachment may also occur at the state level if the state or commonwealth has provisions for it under its constitution. You may be asking yourself, how long have we had a Supreme Court? Well, the first justice was appointed in 1789, 234 years ago. Wow. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Avocado.
Thank you, Tammy. That was really interesting. Hello, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me again, Avocado. As we think back on our initial conversation and topic related to local, state, and national government, we can apply those ideas or concepts to the judicial, executive, and legislative branches. Take a look at this grid. Here it shows how we can view local, state, and national government under each governmental branch. For example, as it relates to the executive branch, found in the middle of the column, you will see at the federal or national level, we have the president. At the state level, we have the governor, and at a local level, we have a mayor. We've discussed all of these roles today. Now we can see where these roles fit into the executive branch. Similarly, we can examine the judicial branch, which Tammy just discussed. At the national level, we have the Supreme Court. At the state level, we have state courts, and at the local level, we have local courts. Next, we're going to discuss the legislative branch. Under the legislative branch at the national level, we have Congress. At a state level, we have a state legislator, and at a local level, we have city council. We also talked about city council today. In fact, my Uncle Mike is on our local city council. The legislative branch is made up of Congress and special agencies and offices that provide support services to Congress. The U.S. Congress is a national legislative which meets at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. It was established by the Constitution of 1787 and is composed of the Senate and House of Representatives. The legislative branch's roles include drafting proposed laws, confirming or rejecting presidential nominations for the heads of federal agencies, federal judges, and the Supreme Court. And also having the authority to declare war. It is important to note that American citizens have the right and the duty to vote for senators and representatives, which makes up the U.S. Congress, so that they have representation on a national level. It's time for some jokes. Does anybody have a joke for me?
I have one.
Okay.
What do you need to make Thanksgiving s'mores?
Oh, what do I need to make Thanksgiving s'mores? Let me think. I don't know what.
Pilgrims.
That's funny. I did not. That was really creative. I would have never thought about that. That's good. And also, if you have any jokes, I would love to hear them. Please send them to me.
I have a few in chat. I have
Perfect.
one from Moss, Illinois. What's the best
Okay.
song to play while preparing a turkey?
Oh, what's the best one? I don't know what.
All About That Bass.
Wait, I don't get it. All about.
BASTE. It's like,
Oh, it's a cooking joke.
yeah.
Oh, I just got a joke in the chat. Why did the M&M go to school? Does anyone know? So he could become a smarty. That's a good one. I like it.
I have another one in chat.
Okay.
What do you call a snake in a bakery?
Oh, I don't know.
A python. And that was from Toronto.
Good job, guys. Okay. Thank you so much, my Girl Scout sisters. You guys have been super, super great listening. And it's time for me to hand you off to my friend Candyland.
Thank you, Avocado. That was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Candyland. How is your coloring coming? Avocado, you mentioned voting, and we've actually used that word a lot of times in the last hour or so. It's hard to believe that there was a time in our not so distant past where women or people of color didn't have the right to vote. Suffrage is the right to vote in public political elections and referendums, although the term is sometimes used for any right to vote. Suffrage continues to be especially restricted on the basis of age and citizenship status in many places. In some countries, additional restrictions exist. In Great Britain and the United States, a felon might lose the right to vote. Historically, the right to vote was more restricted, for example, by gender, race, or wealth. Women's suffrage is the right to vote in elections. In the beginning of the 18th century, some people sought to change voting laws to allow women to vote. At the end of the Civil War, women in the United States began earnestly demanding suffrage, which is the right to vote. In 1869, the National Women's Suffrage Association formed with state branches popping up in every state, including Georgia. The suffrage movement was at its height in the mid-1900s when Juliette Gordon Low founded Girl Scouts of the USA. Because the Girl Scouts was designed for young women, Juliette Gordon Low and other Girl Scout leaders were often asked about their stance on the suffrage movement. While Juliette Gordon Low promoted physical activity, leadership training, civic understanding, and career development for her Girl Scout, she did not openly support the suffrage movement. We must carefully read the clues left behind in her writing to find Juliette Gordon Low's place in the suffrage movement. Based on her quotes, poems, and drawings, we have come to the conclusion that she was most likely a suffragist but kept her views modest. Here is a poem by Juliette Gordon Low which addresses suffrage, and it's called A Call by Juliette Gordon Low. Woman of ease, before it is too late, shoulder your burden and open your eyes. Can mere amusement alone compensate for those problems of which you seem to despise? You whose sure instinct, like sap in the trees, rise, who knows how to point out what is good. Shall you ignore, a woman of ease, truths as inherent as grain in the wood? Women outnumber the men here below. To women we look for what is good in a nation. Boy Scouts are trained in the ways they should go, but 'tis girls who will count in the next generation. You who have children and you who have none, don't shout for votes. Let men vote as they please. Daily endeavor to train up the young. There is your duty, a woman of ease. Sacrifice self for the good of the whole. Fill idle moments in trying to please. Workers, not shirkers, should have the control. They would is not governed by women of ease. Passed by Congress June 4th, 1919, and ratified on August 18th, 1920. The 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. The 19th Amendment legally guaranteed American women the right to vote. However, many states passed laws that discriminated against African Americans and limited their freedoms, including the right to vote. It wasn't until the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed a landmark civil rights and labor law in the United States that outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. When all women, regardless of color, fully had the right to vote, that is why it is important for women to vote and have their voices heard. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Papaya.
Thank you, Candyland. That was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Papaya. How's everyone doing? Give me a thumbs up if you're learning a lot and having a great time. I know I am. Looks like a lot of thumbs up. Also, you can keep working on your coloring pages. You can show me those now if you want to. Looking good, okay. Let's talk about checks and balances. The checks and balance system provides each branch of government with individual powers to check the other branches and prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. The ability of each branch to respond to the actions of the other branch is the systems of checks and balances. The Constitution initially divided the government into 3 branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. This was an important decision because it gave specific powers to each branch and set up checks and balances. Just like the phrase sounds, the point of checks and balances was to make sure no one branch would be able to control too much power, and it created a separation of powers. Each branch of government can change acts of the other branches. The president can veto legislation created by Congress. He or she also nominates heads of federal agencies and high court appointees. Congress confirms or rejects the president's nominees. It can also remove the president from office in exceptional circumstances. The justice of the Supreme Court, nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate, can overturn unconstitutional laws. Here are some more examples of how the different branches work together. The legislative branch makes laws, but the president and the executive branch can veto those laws with a presidential veto. The legislative branch makes laws, but the judicial branch can declare those laws unconstitutional. The executive branch, through the federal agencies, has responsibility for day-to-day enforcement and administration of federal laws. These federal departments and agencies have missions and responsibilities that vary widely, from environmental protection to protecting the nation's borders. The president and the executive branch can veto laws, but the legislative branch can override that veto with enough votes. The legislative branch has powers to approve presidential nominations, control the budget, and can impeach the president and remove him or her from office. The executive branch can declare executive order, which are like proclamations that carry the force of laws, but the judicial branch can declare those actions unconstitutional. The judicial branch interprets laws and makes the president nominate Supreme Court justices, courts of appeals judges, and district court judges who make the evaluations. The judicial branch interprets laws, but the Senate and the legislative branch confirms the president's nominations for judicial position, and Congress can impeach any of those judges and remove them from the office. We are going to send you an infographic that you can review at the end of the event to examine all of this further. Okay, my Girl Scout sisters, it's time for me to hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Chupacabra.
Thank you, Papaya. That was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me again, Chupacabra. How is everyone doing? Give me a thumbs up if you learned something today. Give me a thumbs up if you had a good time today. Give me a thumbs up if you liked bingo. Give me a thumbs up if you ate your M&Ms. Give me a thumbs up if you drank tea today. Give me a thumbs up if you ate popcorn today. Okay, it looks like everyone had a pretty good time. We definitely went over a lot of information with you today. We have one more added thing to do, and it's appropriate for us to do it during this badge session. And I think you'll understand why in just a second. We discussed the president is the head of the executive branch. What we haven't covered is the president's wife, also referred to as the First Lady. One of the roles of the First Lady is to be the honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the US. Give me a thumbs up if you knew this. Okay, some of you did, and that's great. Starting with Edith Wilson in 1917, every First Lady of the United States has accepted the invitation to be honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the USA. Further, our current First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, used to be a Brownie Girl Scout. Give me a thumbs up if you knew this. Some of you did, that's great. Because it's a policy that every letter sent to the president must get a response, we are going to write a letter to the president. That way, each of us will get a response. This is what it's going to look like. Okay. Let me read it to you. It basically says, oh, sorry, let me zoom in because I'm kind of blind. Okay. So President Joe Biden, you're gonna say, "Dear Mr. President, thank you for serving our country. My name is," and you're gonna put your name. "I am a Girl Scout," and you're gonna put your division, like level, and then you're gonna put your age. "I am this many years old. I've been a part of the Girl Scout program for" how many years you've been doing Girl Scouts? "And then through the Girl Scout program, I can make the world a better place. I'm writing to you as part of the Girl Scout Democracy Badge, where we learned about the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of our government, among other things. During this program, we learned that starting with Edith Wilson in 1917, every First Lady of the United States has accepted the invitation to be honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the U.S. It's my understanding that the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, used to be a Brownie Girl Scout. I would be honored if Dr. Jill Biden would sign a copy of the Girl Scout Promise and Law for me. I've attached a copy for her to sign and send back my way. Thank you for sharing this request with her, yours in scouting, and then you are going to sign your name." So let's go ahead and get our materials to write a letter to the president. So go ahead and get your printout of this letter, and then you're going to get a pen or a pencil, any writing utensil. Okay. So while everybody's doing that, can I have a few jokes?
I have a joke for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
What did the leftover turkey say?
I don't know. What did he say?
Make me a sandwich.
Oh, I like that one. I personally love turkey in my sandwiches. Okay, let me get one more joke.
I have a joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have one from Katie Templeton,
Okay.
and it's, what do you call a pumpkin that works at the beach?
I don't know what.
A life gorge.
That's a good one. Okay, so is everybody ready? Does everybody have their materials? Everybody have their pens and pencils and their paper? Okay, I'm seeing a few. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you both letters at once so it's really clear on what we need to do first. So first of all, go ahead and write your name first and last on the top right line. And then go ahead and write your address, your city, state, and zip code, just like it states on the sample. Be sure to use your neatest handwriting. They have to be able to read it for them to send you a letter back your way. If you are a more littler Girl Scout, and if you need any help, go ahead and ask and have your trusted adult be with you so they can help you with this part. All right, while the girls are doing that, let's get a few more jokes. I probably have some in my chat box, actually. I do. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll do. Okay, somebody said, "What do you call a running turkey?" Fast food. That's funny. I like that one. Okay, let me scroll up. What did the hamburger name his daughter? A Patty or Patty. That's cute. Okay, let me see if there's more. I think I saw some. Just,
I have a joke.
okay, I think that's the only ones I got. Okay, yeah. What's your joke?
How does turkeys travel?
I don't know. How do they travel?
By gravy train.
That's a good one. Okay. Can I get maybe two more jokes?
I have another joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
It says, why was the Thanksgiving soup so expensive?
I don't know why.
Because it had 24 carrots.
Oh my god, that's a good one. Okay, can I get one more joke, please?
I have one from Josephine. What do you call a spinning cow?
I don't know. What do you call it?
A milkshake.
That's a good one. Okay, so let's keep going. Now I'm gonna read this to you again, and then I'm gonna help you guys fill in the blanks. So I'm gonna use like I'm gonna show like my name to like show you guys an example. So, dear Mr. President, thank you for serving our country. My name is actually Raquel Garcia. So you're gonna write your name. So my name is Raquel Garcia. I am a Girl Scout ambassador. And then you girls will write, I am a Girl Scout Brownie, Daisy. And I am 17 years old. So I'm gonna write I'm 17 years old. And then you guys are gonna write your age. And then I have been a part of the Girl Scout program. I've been in the program for about 11 years. So I'm gonna say for 11 years, and then you're gonna put how long you've been in it. And then through the Girl Scout program, I can make the world a better place. I'm writing to you as part of the Girl Scout Democracy Badge, where we learned about legislative, executive, and judicial branches of our government, among other things. During this program, we learned that starting with Edith Wilson in 1917, every First Lady of the United States has accepted the invitation to be honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the USA. It is my understanding that the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, used to be a Brownie Girl Scout. Honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the USA. I would be honored if Dr. Biden would sign a copy of the Girl Scout Promise and Law for me. I have attached a copy for her to sign and send back my way. Thank you for sharing this request with her. Yours in Scouting, and then you're gonna sign your name, however you sign, and then you're gonna write your name. So I would write yours in Scouting, Raquel Garcia, and then yeah. So you're gonna. Some people have like their own signature where they do cursive. I personally have really bad handwriting and I can't even do cursive. So I'm like my dad, I just like write my name. So you guys could do that. If you are more little Girl Scout, it's okay if you don't have like a little signature. You don't need one. It's just how you sign your name. So just don't forget to sign your name at the end, because this is your signature and that's how you complete a formal letter to the president. Now, if you want to, you will take this letter and attach the Promise and Law printout that you should have nearby. And then put your letter and the Promise and Law printout in an envelope, address it, add your return address to the envelope, and stamp it. Then you can send it to the president at the White House, and you should get a letter back from the White House within 6 weeks or so. It's kind of cool, right? Give me a thumbs up if you think it would be cool to get a letter in the mail from the First Lady, but more importantly, from the honorary national president of the Girl Scouts of the US. Me too. Okay. All girls who attended our session today earned their democracy badge. Congratulations. You will get this certification of completion as well. The good news is that all of you will get a copy of this event or session recording. That means that if you would like, you can go back and review this information once again. You are able to. Let's do this. Go ahead and send me a message and tell me one thing that surprised you today, or one thing that you learned today. So for me, I did not know that the First Lady was a Brownie Girl Scout. And I also didn't know that First Ladies are the honorary, like they're in charge of that. Like I didn't know that. So I think that is pretty cool. But yeah, so if anything that you learned today, go ahead and just send me in the chat box. So Smarties said they didn't know that the First Lady was a Brownie Girl Scout. Yeah, me too. That was very surprising. I didn't know that. I didn't know the Vice President could break ties in the Senate. I learned about voting. I'm getting a lot at the same time, so they're like, I did not know this. A lot of us are surprised that she was a Girl Scout. People learned about voting. Someone learned about the legislative. They didn't know any of that until now. They learned my name. Yeah. I learned that you have to be 18 years old to vote. Yeah, so next year I can vote, which is super crazy to me. Like, I don't know if I will. Should I vote? I don't know. You learned about the Constitution. You learned about everything. You learned some jokes. I learned some jokes too. You guys have really good jokes. You guys are pretty funny. Yeah, so it seems like we learned a lot today, but that's great. Thank you all so much. We learned a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and hand you off to my friend and Girl Scout sister, Temmie.
Thank you, Chupacabra. I think my favorite part was M&M Bingo and learning about women's suffrage, because that was really interesting. Hello again, my Girl Scout sisters. It's me, Temmie. Congratulations on earning your democracy badges. I'm excited to put mine on my vest. I've had such a fun time with you today. What a great way to spend Veterans Day. Hanging out with Girl Scouts from across the country, learning about About democracy. Awesome. Normally we do a closing circle, but since we aren't together, we'll have a closing song instead. So go ahead and unmute yourselves and let's sing together.
Yeah, yeah, wait, I can't
Too much going on.
Thank you for joining us today. We had a great time with all of you. Farewell, girls.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Do I press leave?
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody say bye. Bye. Do I press leave? Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye.